Yesterday, the Marquez backyard would have been silent. One won the hearts, the other won the battle. Yes, we've seen Marc Marquez beaten before, but most of those rivals were like passing clouds. When Marc had superiority, he was untouchable. Every bet was on him. Then came the fall. Life dragged him to hell, and when the sport moved on, he didn't. Instead, he came back, not to join the new generation, but to hunt them. I'm not joking. This year has felt like there's no one on this planet who can beat Marc Marquez unless Marc makes a mistake himself. In the opening rounds, Alex Marquez tried, and for a moment it looked promising. But Marc walked past him like it was nothing. Where most riders would wait for the next turn, Marc would show you his rear tire before you even entered the corner. I always say, if Marc Marquez lets you go, it's not a gift. It's a trap. You're caged, ready for the kill. And I thought the same would happen yesterday. By lap 4 of 10 in the Silverstone sprint, Marc Marquez was inches behind Alex. I thought he would eat him alive and take his 7th consecutive sprint victory. But lap 5, then lap 6, then 7, he just couldn't break through the sectors where he was strongest on Friday. Alex, he was flying, like a horse that'd rather die than lose. Earlier, he'd crashed in practice. It was a hard braking zone throw. He stood up, walked back to the pit, and came back furious. After qualifying, he said he was angry with himself. Let's go deeper. The riders to watch: 1. Marc Marquez. 2. Alex Marquez. 3. Fabio Quartararo. 4. Fabio Di Giannantonio. 5. Pecco Bagnaia. Bonus threats: 6. Johann Zarco, the poleman. He set the new Silverstone record just yesterday. He's the fastest over 1 lap. But he's got the drive, not the consistent speed. He's bleeding tenths in Sector 1 and Sector 2. He tries to make it up in Sector 4, especially into Turn 4, where he launches himself like a rocket. But his pace then vanishes in the right-handers. Yamaha is much better now, light years better than early 2024. Every point is a victory for them. They'll smile and take it. But Fabio, he wasn't built for this kind of racing. Yesterday, he lost places mid-race, then clawed his way back to Pecco. He couldn't pass him, though. Pecco's defense was rock solid. Others passed Pecco like fighter jets, but not Fabio. If Fabio sticks to what he did in Jerez, he can earn sweet points. Winning? Doubtful today. Pecco Bagnaia, 2-time world champion, one of the smoothest riders on the grid. His style is deceiving. It looks like a warm-up lap, not a race. But yesterday, he was far from that silky self. Early sprint laps saw him battling Fabio. He lost time, possibly over a second to the Marquez brothers up front. And then the front gap grew, the rear gap shrunk. By lap 7, he had no pace with the leaders. He wasn't fighting, he was surviving. Fabio Di Giannantonio stormed in, passed him, and opened up half a second in just a few corners. Pecco looked broken, silent. He knew before stepping off the bike that his shot was lost. If he wins today, it'll be a different story. But as things stand, Alex Marquez has taken over his throne with the most loved bike on the grid, the GP25. Right now, it feels like the factory riders are Marc and Alex, and Pecco is on a satellite seat. A podium? Possible only if riders ahead crash. Otherwise, the battles will come for him again today. Fabio Di Giannantonio, raw talent. He's a different beast when his ego is hurt. The speed he shows late in races, especially on worn tires, is unmatched. Now on a factory-supported GP25 with VR46, he's not fully consistent, but when he clicks, it's dangerous. He's not soft like Pecco, not always aggressive like Marc, not chaotic like Mir. He understands his machine. The rhythm is coming back. He overtook Fabio Quartararo like it was nothing. Then, Pecco? He passed him on the outside while Pecco was defending the inside line. Unthinkable. The gap between him and the Marquez brothers up front was over 4 seconds. He closed it to 1.5 seconds by the end. If he slots into 3rd, 4th, or even 5th early today, watch out. He's a late race weapon. And he's found his trigger. Alex Marquez. Yesterday, Alex reminded the world that he's a Marquez. From the first practice to the final lap of the sprint, he was in command. We often see him follow Marc, but this time he led. Even when Marc came close, especially after a shaky turn 3 lap, Alex responded with calm, precise cornering and brutal speed. He looks like the 2023 version of himself, but stronger. Ever since he got on the GP24, he's been a different rider. Like Thanos collecting stones, he now has the bike that gives him power. Remember this, Alex said GP25 has issues. If he's worried, Pecco better be terrified, because right now, GP24 is the bike to beat. Mark rides GP25. It's a rocket on top speed, but in corners, the GP24 dances better. Mark makes the GP25 work, but the bike doesn't naturally flow. If Alex and Mark switch machines, the game's over. But for now, Mark is wrangling a beast. Alex, though, is floating. If he manages his tires today, he could secure a back-to-back podium. Marc Marquez, the Predator. He came to Ducati with nothing but grit. No excuses, no comfort. From day one, he tamed the GP25. He's already taken 3 race wins in 2025. Only crashes in Coda and Jerez stopped him from absolute domination. In Silverstone Sprint, he tried everything. He was calculated. He didn't risk it all. He trusted his data from Friday. But Alex was better. Mark knows it. He's still the fastest man over a race distance. If there's anyone who can ride around problems, it's him. Expect him to strike today. He knows where he failed. And when Marc Marquez learns, he doesn't repeat. Johann Zarco. Zarco was savage yesterday. That overtake on Jack Miller? That was Honda's moment of pride. He passed Miller like a ghost, then Pecco like it was a formation lap. Zarco is known for late race tire magic. If the bike beneath him performs, he's a top 5 threat, especially on a track like Silverstone with long corners and balance-demanding sectors. Marco Bezzecchi, the forgotten hero of 2023, now riding the factory Aprilia. After a rocky start in 2024, faith is returning. Bezzecchi has raw aggression, corner entry bravery, and the stamina to finish strong. When he's on form, he doesn't just beat you, he crushes you. Remember India 2023? A 15-second win on his first visit. That was brutality. That was Bezzecchi. Aprilia's giving him full support now. With the right setup, he could tear through the field. The final word. Silverstone is dramatic by nature. So is the grid right now. Fabio is on pole. Mark starts 4th. Behind them, beasts wait. But here's what's cooking off track too. Jorge Martin, the reigning world champion, is in factory Aprilia. Rumors say he wants out. Aprilia crushed the gossip, but the fire is burning. Martin is hunting. Ducati chose Marc Marquez over Martin. That sting still lingers. The paddock is boiling. And so, as the Silverstone skies change from sunshine to rain and back again, we brace for a MotoGP showdown unlike any other. Who's your bet on?